ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, entire freaking universe. So welcome to the My Tarot morning reflection, our daily inventory, and reminder to take a breath. Whew. I hope everybody's week has been going pleasant. It's sunny, but like in the 30s. So it's kind of like I'm commiserating with Maureen, who just had snow yesterday. So, but we are in spring. The flowers have sprung, or at least some of them. So, all is good with the world. So, what are we doing here? We are getting our reminder to take a breath, which means we're allowed to put our feet flat on the floor or whatever comfortable position you might be in. I like rolling my ankles because who would have thought that would feel so good? And my butt doing the kitty dance, getting it nice and comfortable. And actually, now that I'm up to the chest and my shoulders, I realize, oh, I was not very relaxed. And so we go to the shoulders and taking that breath, which moves us up to the neck and the head. And I personally am feeling that light switch that says, all right, let's switch modes here. Sometimes we do that with a cup of coffee. So, and a Hamlet shirt. So let's see. So our purpose here then is just to check in with the universe, see if we have like any angers or resentments. See if there's anything that might kind of throw us off balance for the day. Where if somebody says something, we react instead of just saying, you know what? I meditated on this, I contemplated, and I thought about this today. And I'm just going to go take a breath. I don't need to engage. So, let's see what kind of a start we have for the day here. I have that song by Steelers Wheel stuck in my head, stuck in the middle with you. And as a musician, things just get stuck in my head. Jenny, you probably know what I mean. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation will lead us down a totally different path from this one. And the question is, which stack do we want to choose? And that's where we use our intuition. That's where we get to connect with the universe and just say, let's go with the top one today, or what I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we don't even see it. So I'm going to do our 3 in 1. And I'll flip each one over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And I had picked up this tarot, which is the tea-stained tarot. So I think it's interesting because there's no color to it. It's just a pleasant earthy brown. So let's flip over the first card and see what we have today. And with this pleasant earthy brown, we have our element of earth, which is coins. Coins are home, health, finances, all the things that help keep us grounded. 2s are about finding our balance. As you can see here, he's on a stage. See how he's actually got a stage right here, and that's just a stage backdrop, and he's kind of juggling these 2 things. So these are the things that we are juggling at home or work or with our finances, trying to find a balance. And then let's see what this juggler happens to be looking at. The 9 of Cups, which is a fine aspiration because cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feeling. They're the element of water. And nines, in the numerology, nines are about fulfillment because we're so close to 10. 10 is when we're getting ready for a new cycle, but we are striving to get to 10. By the time we get to nines, we put a lot of effort in, a lot of time, and with the nines, it also reflects all that effort and time. And sometimes we look back and we're like, wow, did I really get this far? And it's about seeing the positives that we've accomplished along the way, but also making sure that we're not getting too smug about it, that we're not taking things for granted as we can do with the nines. So we need to make sure we're not taking things for granted as we move on to the tens. So let's see what the next card is. Which is our Hermit card. Look at this guy, right from Led Zeppelin 4. So what is the Hermit? The Hermit is when we go, and I get the Hermit card a lot here, but the Hermit card is when we are going inside. The Hermit card is when we go to our mountain, we find that quiet place, and we listen, and we contemplate, and we become natural philosophers. Before there were sciences, there were natural philosophers. And what they would do is that they would observe. They didn't have microscopes, they didn't have all this modern stuff, but they would observe. They would observe the rainfall, they would observe the changing seasons, they would observe themselves. They would go inside and they would observe how they feel. And so that's what we're doing when we're the hermit. It's the observation of what it took and where we are and where we might want to go. So today it is a recognition of the efforts that we put in to get where we are, and then making sure that we are in the right place so that we can move forward and get ready for a new transition. So the Hermit is asking, are we in the right place with the Nine of Cups? This reading looks very familiar, the same cards in different order. You know, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to eventually check and see what all the cards are. And I'm going to list them all out. And maybe I'll make this a project for my 1000th video. So, what do we have for the advice card? It is the Two of Cups. So, Two of Cups. Again, twos are balances. Twos are choices. Twos are coming together. So, when we see this card, it's also a recognition that spirituality is about giving and accepting. Spirituality is about spiritual movement, where we have the wands, which are our action, our fire, our creativity, and our movement. You know, this, when we come to the cups, is our spiritual movement. And it's because the spirit moves between us and other people. And it's how sometimes we fill our cups. So as we are going through this, it's a reflection of the positive things that we have, and using the Hermit to take a breath so that we can observe this chapter in our day. Observe this chapter of where we are and the positive choices we've made to get here. And then what do we need to do to keep that movement going between us and the people and the universe around us so that we can find that water balance. So today it's about finding that water balance so that we're not feeling too much or too little. Because sometimes when we're juggling, we're feeling too little and it's confusing. Sometimes when we get to the Nine of Cups, that's a lot of cups. And sometimes we might take it for granted. So we have a little, we have a lot, and we have a lot of things to think about so that we can find that balance and not take things for granted today by reflecting on where we are. Reflecting on our path so that we can find a balance. So, with that again, thank you very, very, very much. And I am going to be back here tomorrow. And I think that if I'm going to do anything, set up my goals. I'm going to set up 2 goals for the 1000th videos to... I've got a plan to see if I can go through and... I'd already done it for 28 days. But that's not many. But I want to see what the different cards were in the 1000 spread that we did. Because I think that'll be interesting. So maybe I'll turn that into my little project. Thank you all again. Take care, everybody. And I will be back here again tomorrow.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers